Welcome, everybody, to this workshop today. I'm excited to teach you how you can get unstuck and scale your design and animation business in 2023, even if you have no time. And of course, we're going to tell you how to do this the stress-free way. So please, if you are here live, make sure you ask questions in the chat, and we will be going over these in the Q&A, like I said. And also, if you are watching the replay, you can always ask me any questions that you want. We are at Motion Hatch on Instagram. You can send us a DM anytime, or you can also send me an email at hello@motionhatch.com, and I will answer you there. So, just before we get into this, in case you don't know who I am, my name is Hayley, and I'm the founder of Motion Hatch. And over the past 5 years, I've helped hundreds of designers and animators to create a sustainable business working on projects that they love. So my goal today is to teach you how you can free up your time and create a system to scale your business to the next level so you can work on projects you love and have more money in less time and, of course, with less stress. So I promise that if you stick around today and implement what I'm going to teach you, you will get results, whether you're a designer, an animator, a motion designer, or a studio owner looking to scale your business. So let's go through what we're going to learn today. We're going to go through the one thing that's holding 95% of designers and animators back in their business. We're going to show you how to make more time so that you can scale your business and make more money. And I'm also going to tell you the secret that big companies use to scale their businesses that you can steal to grow. So at the end, we're also going to have a live Q&A to answer all of your questions. Before we get started, please do reduce distractions around you. Make sure you stick around to the end. Just 4 quick things. This is going to be fun and it is going to be interactive. So you're going to need a pen and paper. You're going to learn a lot on this workshop today. So make sure you are not distracted and you have your pen and paper handy. There's a Q&A at the end, like I said, and I'm also going to let you know how you can get more information and tell you how you can access our brand new course, Balanced Business Bootcamp. So let me know in the chat if you feel like this sounds like you. So you started your business and you have clients. Maybe they're good clients, but unfortunately, they're not great clients. Sometimes you feel like you're at the bottom of the food chain with a studio, production company, advertising agency, and brand all above you. And maybe the budgets are just getting smaller and smaller and smaller each time. You're trapped making generic work in the name of chasing money. You're working a lot and you don't have time to invest in yourself and your growth. And you've tried or thought about hiring other people to help you, but you can't find the right people and you don't want to spend all day managing them. You might feel like you're scared to say no to clients or to take a vacation because you're afraid of losing them. And unfortunately, this is one that I've heard an awful lot. You might feel overwhelmed with tight deadlines, schedules, and also client demands. So I want you to think for a little moment and imagine what would happen if I gave you 10, 20, or maybe even 30 clients right now. So imagine what would happen to your business if I did that. Because you don't have the systems in place to handle all those clients, most likely everything would break. So you'd probably be feeling a little bit overwhelmed, like this lady in the picture, that you couldn't deliver to all of these nice new clients. So I want to help you today, and I want to firstly dispel some myths that people usually think about when they think about growing their business. So growing your business, myth 1, there's a ceiling with the amount of money that I can make. So let me introduce you to the lovely DJ Summit. So before working with us at Motion Hatch, DJ was hustling and grinding away, and eventually he did hit a ceiling with the amount of money he could make because he had no more time, and he got burnt out. So he was working on so many things and teaching as well, and he thought it would be impossible to make more money and have more free time. After I coached him and worked with him on his business, he managed to double his income from 100K to 200K in less than a year, which you can imagine is pretty impressive, and all while spending less time in the office. So now he makes more money and he works less and he says yes to the right opportunities, which is really important. And I love this picture because he recently just won 2 Emmys and I'm super proud of him. So let's talk about growing your business myth two then. I don't have time to work on my business because I'm serving my current clients and they take up all of my time. Does this sound familiar to you? So let's meet Mark Hobbleman. So he is one of our students and he felt like he had no time, like it would be impossible for him to find time to work on his business to grow it because of all of his clients taking up his time. So, using our system, Mark has now created extra time to work on his business, and this is leading him to having consistent leads and being booked almost 2 months in advance. So now he feels relaxed because he has a solid system in place to run his business. So, today I want to teach you the system that I taught Mark and also DJ so that I could help you to feel less stressed and to scale your business too. So let's look at growing your business myth three. I need to hire people and spend all my time managing them to scale my business. I have no experience hiring and managing people. I'm also a little bit of a control freak, so let me know in the chat if you can relate to that. But I promise you that you can build a reliable team of freelancers who can help you to grow your business. This is a lovely picture that I really like, which is a story from our team Christmas outing where we went to a breakout room. So you can do this. I've done this myself and I want to teach you how to do it too. But of course, you don't need to start with the team. So you can start with some simple exercises, habits, and also some automation as well. So Joe Walker is one of our students and he used our social media guide to create a system that generated him 24,000 on LinkedIn in 4 months. So he continues to build out systems in our course Balanced Business Bootcamp. So let's get into it then. What is the one thing that's holding 95% of designers and animators back in their business? And that thing, of course, is not taking action. Now, let me know in the chat if that's what you were expecting. Were you expecting it to be about not taking action? I'd love to hear from you. So, you have lots of opportunities usually, and they're like different doors that you can walk through. Sometimes you can't see where these doors lead, but the cost of not walking through these doors and taking these opportunities is actually far greater than if you walked through one of these doors, for example, and it was the wrong opportunity or the wrong path to go down. And I get it. It's really, really scary to put yourself out there, but it's actually more scary to not take action and to not actually make progress and walk through one of these doors. So even if right now you feel like potentially you have 3 different options, 4 different options, different things that you could do in your career and your business, the best thing to do is to try and experiment and at least do one of them. Because what I don't want to happen is that you take no action and you don't try something and then you make no progress. So even if you try it, you walk through one of these doors and you go, actually, you know what? Wasn't for me. This opportunity wasn't for me. This social media platform wasn't for me. Then that's fine. At least you've crossed that off. You've ticked that off your list. So I'm really passionate about helping people to take action step by step because I know that this is the biggest thing that's going to help you to lead to growth and also success. So in Balanced Business Bootcamp, what we do is we host these accountability calls. And you can see here, this is Jack's experience from when he joined us on one of the accountability calls. And I'm just really passionate about holding people accountable and getting them to take action on their business because this is what's really going to make the difference for you. So we've talked about how important taking action is now on your goals, but how can we make the time so that we can scale and so that we can make more money? So you need to make sure that you're spending time working on your business and not just in your business. So the first thing that I want you to do to get your time back is start tracking your time for 2 weeks. So make sure you're making notes here and you're writing this down. And I know that time tracking can be annoying, but if you track your time, you can actually see where you're spending it. And sometimes you might actually be surprised. Like Kelly. So Kelly realized that she was doing tasks and they didn't actually take her as long as she thought they did until she started tracking her time. And she also realized that she was wasting a lot of times that things on things that actually weren't as important. So Kelly continues to use time tracking to improve her productivity. And I encourage you to do this too. So at minimum, what you should do is do it for 2 weeks. But then if you can continue it, like Kelly, you might actually see some benefits from it. So, the first exercise then for today is once you have tracked your time, but we're going to start this a little bit now too, you can see where it's going and you should create your 3 lists of freedom. But we're going to do a little brainstorm exercise on this session to start with. We're going to create your 3 lists of freedom. So, what are 3 lists of freedom? Well, there are things you hate doing, things you shouldn't do, and things you can't do. So by tracking your time, it's going to surface some of these things up. So obviously, we can sit now and we can brainstorm it for a few minutes. But if you track your time, you can see more accurately the things that you're doing. So you can put them into these different categories. So before we do that, let's go into a little example. So here are my 3 lists of freedom that I did back in 2020. So I digged this up today. And there's things that I hate doing, like setting tasks for VAs, chasing podcast guests, delegating tasks, chasing up assistants for work, things I can't do, website updates, SEO, optimizing the website. Some of these things is things I probably could do to a certain level, but I probably could get someone to do it better as well. So things I shouldn't do, reviewing all of social media, checking audiograms, applying to queries on motionhatch.com, blah, blah, blah. So I went through and I highlighted all these tasks and I highlighted them based on who potentially could take these from me. I also wrote down things I like doing because I think that's a nice little exercise too. It's a little bit extra, but things that you like doing, then you can create your business so that you can do the things you like doing and not have to do all of the other things too. So here's my 3 lists of freedom, my update from last year. As you can see, I went through and ticked off everything that I actually got off my plate. And it's almost all of it. I think actually now in 2023, it probably is nearly every single task on that list. And if I hadn't done this in 2020, I don't think that I would have the systems in place to get where I am today in my business. So I highly recommend that you do this task. So now it's your turn. I told you that we were going to do exercises on this workshop, and we are. So I want you to think about for a few minutes your 3 lists of freedom. So remember things you hate doing, things you shouldn't do. So that's potentially things like updating your website, creating a new website, maybe even editing your show reel, things like that. And then things you can't do. So what I want you to do as well is think about the most painful tasks first, the things you hate doing, and make sure you write them down first because we'll need those later as well. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to get started on this, and then we're going to continue on. So make sure you get your pen and your paper out, and I'm going to give you a minute to just brainstorm this, but obviously you'll come back to it later as well. So we've got a question here. How do you identify what a shouldn't is? So what you things you shouldn't be doing are things that you do, but you kind of know inside that you probably shouldn't be doing, and that maybe you could set up an automation or you could get someone else to do it. It's anything that you feel like you could delegate and automate and isn't really in your skill set. So think a little bit on that. But probably as we go through this workshop, it's going to become more obvious on some of the type of things that you could delegate or automate later as well. Yes, Laurie said doing my own taxes is definitely a shouldn't. I agree with that. I think absolutely everyone should have an accountant. So think of things like that. Awesome. So I know I haven't given you much time today, but potentially if you're watching the replay, obviously you could pause here as well, kind of go away and do it as you want, and you can all come back to the replay and do this too. But I just wanted to give you all a few minutes on this live to get started. Cool. So let's move on then. So the next thing that you're going to do then with your list, once you have it, is you're going to highlight what you can delegate and what you can automate. And you can do this in different colors based on whether it's an accountant, a producer, or also another designer. So you should create job descriptions based on the exact tasks that you need help with, because sometimes what I found is that people create job descriptions, or they don't create any job descriptions, I should say, and they just think, oh, I need more help. I obviously need another animator, motion designer, or another designer. And they don't think actually what I might need help with is kind of all these little tasks that maybe someone like a virtual assistant could take that off your plate. And they would obviously be cheaper than hiring another motion designer. So just a couple of things to think about there, but definitely creating job descriptions and grouping together the tasks from this 3 list of freedom, you're going to be able to see more clearly what you need help with. So, congrats. Now you should celebrate because you've started to make progress on building a business that works for you and the life that you want. So, let's go on to the big secret that lots of companies use that you can steal to grow as well. So, it probably isn't a surprise to most of you because I've hinted about it already. And if you know Motion Hatch, you know that I'm very passionate about systems. So some people think that systems are about stuffy offices and big bookbinders of useless information, but this isn't what I want for you. So this is probably what you're feeling like right now. You work on a big project with a client that's all consuming, and once you finish that job, you come out of it with no work lined up. So you're desperately looking around for work, emailing everyone you know for referrals and recommendations. And then when you finally get another job lined up, you feel relieved. Maybe you're promising yourself, I will not do that again, that you'll continue your efforts to look for work, even if you don't have much time. But then you just get busy again and you don't have time to do outreach and marketing. So you finish a project and you're already feeling pretty burnt out, but then you have to look for work again. And so the cycle continues. So let me know in the chat if this is you and you feel like this right now, because this is what I want to help you to get out of. So Sonia says, yes, I feel like this right now. So the most important asset you have is your time. So I want you to remember this. Even if you're making a decent amount of money doing this, if you're not using it to buy back your time, you haven't created yourself another business. You've actually just trapped yourself in another job. And when you have more time, you can prioritize things outside of your work life that you care about. And that's really what I want for you. Isn't this why we all kind of went freelance in the first place? Is so that we had more freedom and had more time. So the one thing that separates burnt out freelance motion designers and the ones that have a thriving business is a foundation of sustainable systems. So when you add systems and structure to your business, you can create an unstoppable machine that keeps your motion design business running smoothly so that you can focus on what matters most to you. So you can dedicate more time to building systems, marketing, and outreach which gets you higher paying clients. And then you can use that free time to work on your skills and systems, which gets you even more bigger and higher paying clients, which means that you have more free time because you can say no to the other clients that aren't paying you enough or that you don't want to work on, and so on. So this is a cycle that you want to jump to that is going to be sustainable for you and means that you can create a business and a life that you want. So I want you to imagine for a moment about having more time to focus on yourself, your professional development, and also your family, working with clients that are aligned with you and your passions, taking time off and not feeling guilty about it, and scaling your business without being stressed and it also not being scary. Or even maybe having time to build out alternative revenue streams so you don't have to do as much client work. Building systems and processes can really help you to do that. And it can also help you to build a business that doesn't rely on you to run. So, meaning one day, potentially, if you would like to, maybe you could sell your business. So, I really recommend reading this book called Work the System by Sam Carpenter. It really changed my mindset on this stuff. And also, what changed my mindset is experience of hiring the wrong people, micromanaging, and also being on a treadmill as well. So I've been there, don't worry. But I recommend that you definitely have a read of this book. When I first started my podcast, I really knew that I needed help because I was working as a full-time freelancer. So I hired my friend and he immediately helped me to figure out how to get this podcast out every other week. So it wasn't just the systems that I had in place, but also the accountability that was really important for me. And this was my first taste of how systems and processes could really help me to grow my business and to spend time on the things that I love to do. So as I showed you earlier, I was doing lots of these tasks at the start of my business myself. And even a couple of years ago, I could be hiring out and creating automations for. So here is the team that I have been building. Here is the lovely Christy, the lovely Brendan, who's in the chat today, and also my lovely cat, Elvis. I really couldn't do it without him as well. So we started to create systems for repeatable tasks so that they would be done and they didn't need much input from me, and even creating systems so that Brendan and Christy's life is easier as well. And we're not perfect, and neither are our systems. Well, not yet anyway. But if something goes wrong, what we do is we blame the systems and the processes, and we look at how they can be improved so that next time we won't make the same mistake. So I could just say, hey, you know what? You need systems and just leave it at that. But this doesn't work if you don't have a plan. So without a plan to create your systems, you're not going to get anything done because you won't start to create the systems. You'll be too busy with client work. You'll be like, I don't know where to start, and it'll be all a mess. So what you need is a process project plan. So this is an example of a process project plan. This is built in Notion, if you're wondering. It might look something like this. There's lots of processes that you might want to create. We don't want to be overwhelmed by the amount of systems that you need to create or you need to remember and things like that. So this is why we create a process project plan. And you can see on here, we have things like client offboarding, client onboarding, client outreach, posting on social media, hiring, sales process, process review, scope creep process, project setup, client follow-up, goal setting process, the list goes on. It's a very big process project plan. So remember earlier when I got you to think about what your most painful tasks were when we were doing the 3 lists of freedom, these are the ones that you should create the systems on first, because what this does, when you create the systems for the most painful task first or the most time consuming task first, this slowly helps you to release more and more time. So if you have a task that you really hate doing that takes you lots of time, and then you create a system around it so you can do it quicker, or you can delegate or automate it so that you don't have to do it, then you have that time back. And then that helps you to create more systems so then you can have more free time. And then you create more systems and more free time. And it kind of goes on like this. So a process for client onboarding could look like this. So you might have it also linked out to things like your discovery call process, your project plan process, and your payment process as well. So you could have a checklist that's something like book discovery call with client, send project notes to client after discovery call, send contract to client, client sign contracts. There's lots of processes that happen when you onboard a client. And usually we don't have a handy checklist, but by having this, it means that mistakes don't get made. You don't forget to get the client to sign a contract. Also makes you look more professional as well. So Mike is one of our students in Balanced Business Bootcamp. He runs a studio in Manchester, and one of the processes that he's built out is setting up a calendar where his clients can book a call with him, and he also asks them some qualifying questions. I know that you can see that, but it says, what are your deliverables for the project? What is your budget for the project? What do you anticipate the work will start and end? And please provide any other information. And this saves him time going back and forth on email, but also helps him to qualify clients before they jump on a call with him. And I saw the other day that he said that he gets so many compliments about his fancy booking system. So it also makes him look more professional, which is really, really cool. So let's have a little recap then about what we learned today and what you can take away from this workshop. So you need to take action and have accountability to grow your business. You should create your 3 list of freedom to see what you can delegate and what you can automate. You should also use systems and processes in your business. This can help you to save time, make more money, and work on the things that you love. And with the right team and automation in place, you can grow your business easily and stress-free. So let me know in the comments then, what have you found the most helpful from our training today? Let me just jump back into here. Yes, someone's asking about Calendly. Yes, you can use Calendly to create this system like Mike did. Sonia says, creating systems so it's not painful, so we actually do it. That's awesome. So let me know in the chat what you found the most helpful from today's training. Really like the systems, the 3 pain points, definitely the 3 lists of freedom. Yeah, lots of people like the 3 lists of freedom. It's fantastic. You absolutely should do it. Cool. Thanks, everyone. So we just are scratching the tip of the iceberg here. There are many systems and processes and other things that go into scaling your business. But now that you have shared with me what you've learned, I would like to share with you more about how I can help you to scale your business. So I did promise that I would share more about Balanced Business Bootcamp on this workshop as well. So Balanced Business Bootcamp does give you 12 months of personalized mentorship, support, and accountability, which helps you to escape the daily grind, scale your business, and attract perfect fit clients so that you can have more freedom to do what you love, whether that's developing your professional work, making more money, or spending more time with your family. So we created our Sustainable Systems Foundations course around the 4 pillars of growth that I've identified from working with motion designers over the past 5 years. So these are mindset, goals, organization, and positioning. So in step 1, your mindset around your business is the one thing that can help you transform your business and your life, as well as creatives. We do, unfortunately, also suffer from imposter syndrome. And having mindset systems to tackle these confidence issues is probably the most important thing that you can learn about. So you'll discover things that are holding you back and what you can change to catapult your business to your next level. And in step 2, setting goals can be overwhelming and it's easy to get sidetracked. You'll learn our goal system to help you to break your goals into small actionable steps that will be achievable for you. And you will also make sure your business goals align with your personal goals so that you can build a sustainable business that works for you. And in organization, you will create time management and organizational systems that work for you and your clients. keeping you on track and helping you to manage tricky deadlines and demanding clients. And you'll free up more time to find bigger and better clients and work on projects that you love. And in step 4, you'll be going from, we'll teach you about how to position yourself in the industry, which will enable you to move forwards towards working with your perfect client without losing your current level of income. And you'll learn how to market yourself to attract the types of clients that you want, whether that's as a studio, freelancer, or in your chosen niche. So now you've got a thriving business, you're probably going to need some extra help. So in our growth systems, we're going to be teaching you how to effectively hire and onboard freelancers that you'll love to work with. And you'll find out how to spot opportunities in your business for further growth so you can easily hit your goals, whether that's more money or better clients. Then what you're going to do is you're going to celebrate because you've taken your business to the next level. So when you join Balanced Business Bootcamp, what you're going to do is you're going to go and log in on Teachable, and you will get into our course platform. You'll get instant access to our bonus course, Client Quest, which helps you to get regular high-paying clients. We'll officially kick off on Thursday, the 9th of March. And if you join today, you get extra bonus coaching call that we're doing tomorrow as well. You'll receive an invite to our community where you'll learn and grow alongside other like-minded designers, animators, and studio owners. And each member builds out their profile on Circle platform so that you can search and connect with others via DM, which is perfect for reaching out to others and chatting with other freelancers. Our students are encouraged to regularly post updates with what's working for them and their struggles, to get support and advice and feedback between our live calls. And our community is where you'll find our support system for your business, and you'll build friendships there that are going to last for years to come. All our sessions are recorded and you can catch up with them in the replay. We do live coaching sessions, accountability calls. We also have one-on-one business clinics. So we do this every single week. And we want to make sure that the time zone works for everyone. So at the moment, we've got students from the US, the UK, and also New Zealand in there. So as well as all of these other calls, we have guest live experts and masterclasses. In March, we're bringing in Austin Bowens. In April, we have Evan Abrams lined up. And in May, we have Joanna Galvo. You'll get access to our back catalogue of over 20 hours of live Q&As. So they're all labelled with what we talked about, so you can easily find what you need. So here quickly are just some of the previous guests and their topics, like Erin Sorofsky, how to communicate with big clients, and Jake Bartlett sharing knowledge on how sharing knowledge can help you to attract clients. We did one recently with Kwame Christian about how to negotiate with clients, which was amazing. So we want to make sure that you have accountability and support to scale your business for the whole year. So we offer you a student community network, mentorship, guest expert masterclasses, an accountability co-working session, Sustainable Systems Foundations course based on the 5 modules that I previously talked about. You'll get systems templates, a growth plan dashboard, and you'll also get our course Client Quest as a bonus. And what we've just added is our sprints to the Balanced Business Bootcamp community. So in sprints, what we do is we work together in the community. And we recently did our yearly plans together. And then also, as you can see here, we recently did a portfolio sprint update. So where everyone in the group updated their portfolios together, which was really, really awesome. So we only have 20 spots available that are open today. And you can join at motionhatch.com/join, because this is a coaching program and I'm in the community every day helping our students to make progress. We're purposely keeping it small. So we only have 20 spots available right now. I'm not sure when we will open it again or how many people we'll let in. I think potentially at some point what we'll probably cap the capacity when we feel like the community is at the perfect size, and then we'll go on to just having a wait list. So if you have any questions at all about Balanced Business Bootcamp or anything else, you can always email me at hello@motionhatch.com, or like I said earlier, you can also DM me on Instagram. You can get access to Balanced Business Bootcamp for just £500 today, and it will have 11 additional monthly payments, or you can pay 5K one-time payment, and this includes our 1K off bonus. And if you upgrade from the payment plan within 90 days, you will still get that 1K off bonus. So just a little recap then, you get 12 months access to Balanced Business Bootcamp for only £500 starting today, or you can pay the 5K in full. And the doors will close on Wednesday, the 8th of March, but I think we'll probably sell out before then because we only have 20 spots available. So I just wanted to share with you a bit of the experience of the students so far. We've just finished our beta, and this is actually the first time that we're launching this officially. So Joe says, this is one of the best investments I've made in my business so far. And I've met some fantastic motion designers and had so much actionable advice. And I'm only 3 months in, and it's already having a huge impact on my business. Kelly says, I don't have to go through these struggles alone, and there are other people going through the same thing. And that's incredibly comforting. If you're on the fence, then I can't recommend it enough. So I'm not going to read through all of these, but it really makes me a little bit emotional when I see these, because I really, really love the community in there. And they're such a great group of motion designers and studio owners. And we even have people like Manuel, who has a fantastic YouTube channel called Manuel Does Motion, if you haven't heard of him. So you should check him out as well. So yeah, there's some of experiences of our students. If you want to see more, we have got some videos of them talking about their experience in the boot camp and what they think of it and what they've learned on the motionhatch.com/join website as well. And if you're still not sure if it's the right step for you, you can actually try it now. And if you let us know in 30 days, we will give you your money back. Because I wanted to offer this because I know there is an investment in your business, in your career, and I want you to be confident about it. So like I said, you also get access to Client Quest, which helps you to build a system to get consistent clients, so you don't have to worry about where your next client is coming from. And we'll be starting the welcome call on the 9th of March, but there's plenty of content to get in there, and you can get access to Client Quest, get started on that, and then we'll do the welcome call on the 9th of March. And if you join today too, you'll also get to join our coaching call that we're doing tomorrow as well. So a few bonuses that I have for you today. So if you join today only, you will get a one-on-one coaching call with me. And on this call, I will help you to build a custom plan of action so that you can kick off Balanced Business Bootcamp with an actionable plan to move forward. You're also going to get the yearly planning workshop and how to generate passive income for motion designers. So if that's interesting to you, then you can get started with that. So if you join today only, then you're going to get over $1,000 in bonuses. So make sure you go to motionhatch.com/join. I'm sure Brendan is also putting it in the chat now as well. So here's everything you get. Sustainable Systems Foundations course, co-working and accountability calls, group coaching calls, one-on-one business clinic coaching calls with me, calls with industry and marketing experts, access to our private Balanced Business Bootcamp community, access to Client Quest. You've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. And if you join us today before midnight Pacific time, you're also going to get £1,000 in bonuses. So that's a lot of information for you there, I know. So let me have a look at all of your lovely questions. So one of the questions that we had from earlier is how to balance managing the process with being the creative. I think this is a really good question. So managing the process versus being the creative, I think can be really difficult sometimes, but this is why we create systems and processes in our business, because that helps you to be the creative, because you're not focused on managing the systems and managing other people and things all the time. Because you have a system, it means that you can do those things quicker, like Mike with his Calendly system, where he doesn't have to spend a lot of time back and forth on email. Like, that's a pretty basic example, but it's easy to understand that he's saving himself time by having that in place. So he doesn't have to go back and forth with the client too much, that saves him time and he can use that to be more creative and to help him to manage his studio. Cool. Let's see what other questions we have today. Yeah, so Sonia's asking about the bonuses. So let me just go back just to show you. I was having an issue there with my. Yeah, so if you join today, you're going to get Client Quest, you get a one-on-one coaching call with me, you get the yearly planning workshop, and you also get the passive income workshop. So all of that adds to £945 or just over. And then that's where your £1,000 worth of bonuses comes from if you join us today. So I hope that makes more sense. Cool. So do we have any more questions today? I'm just having a look through the chat right now. Thanks, Alan. Alan says, congratulations to the workshop. It was amazing. Oh, John signed up. Oh, excellent. Welcome, John. I look forward to welcoming you into the course. So, one on one business clinics. So, the one on one business clinics are basically where you get on a call with me live and we talk about anything that you're struggling with right now, or it could be a topic or anything like that. So, it might be a topic. I'm trying to think about what we've talked about recently. With Mike, we did one on positioning for his studio recently. And then we also talked with Manuel about launching his new course for his YouTube channel. And I think that we have one about a social media marketing strategy for someone tomorrow. I believe that's Lee, if I'm not mistaken. So you can essentially get on a call with me and we talk about it. And then what happens is the rest of the group can listen in, but it's not a call for them to talk. We just talk together. Because what I found when I was coaching people over the past 5 years, I would do a lot of one-on-one coaching, but I'd end up answering the same questions over and over again. And it was, obviously wasting a lot of time for me, but also wasting a lot of time for the students. Because what happens with these is because everyone can listen in, you're getting more of your problems solved quicker because you would usually have a similar problem as someone else. So that means that we can get through the problems a lot quicker and you can listen in. And also, some people might be a little bit further ahead than you. So you can hear about their problems and then you're like, oh, I think I might have that problem later, but I already know how to solve it because of this business clinic that I listened into. So hopefully that makes more sense. Cool. Sonia says that's very useful. How often are the one-on-one calls and what do they consist of? Yeah, so basically we actually use Calendly as well. We have a system where you can book them like anytime. I think we have a slot every week, or we might even have a couple of slots every week. So you can book them anytime. You just go through, and the Calendly runs like every 60 days. There's new slots available. So anytime you need help from me, on more of a one-on-one basis, you can do that. But obviously, we're addressing a lot of the issues as well, like daily in the community. So if you have a question for me, you can just pop it in the community there, and I'll answer them. Pretty much straight away. We go to the one-on-ones business clinics when it's a little bit more of an in-depth topic, I guess, because we also have coaching calls together in the group. So if it's more of a shorter question, then most of the questions can get answered either in the community or in the group coaching calls or in the business clinic. So you kind of have options really for different kinds of help that you might need. So think of Balanced Business Bootcamp like your business companion, where you can get help from me or the other people in the community anytime you need. So we're really there to support you. Just gonna stop sharing my screen. So the cost is 5,000 if you pay in full, or £500 a month if you pay with the payment plan. Right now, Sunny says how many people are in the boot camp. At the moment, I believe there's 25 people, and we're letting another 20 in this time. But I'm keeping an eye on it to see what kind of feels right in terms of like how many people I feel like I can support in there and stuff like that. So that's why I'm saying we're letting 20 people in right now. But what I think will happen is at some point we're probably going to cap that number because I want to make sure that I'm really there for you and that I can support you in your business. So Sonia says, would it be useful a boot camp if we don't know our niche or position in the industry? I'm discovering it. Yeah, I think it's great for that. We have a lot of students in there who are talking about positioning, about finding their niche. My experience from working with a lot of people and coaching people to help them to find their niche is it does take a long time. So that's why Balanced Business Bootcamp is great because you have access to it for a year. So I'm there to help you throughout the year and to develop that positioning as well. And even if you're not really sure about what your goals are right now in your career, then I can help you with that too. We have a big section in the Sustainable Systems Foundations course where I talk about goal setting based on a longer term vision and also breaking it down into monthly goals, weekly goals, and also quarterly goals as well. Cool. I'm just going through the questions. Is Balanced Business Bootcamp course still appropriate for freelancers? Yes, it absolutely is. We have a mixture of people in there at the moment. So we have freelancers, we also have studio owners, we also have a couple of people who are doing their own YouTube channels and building courses. So what I found is it tends to be people with different goals and doing slightly different things. But what's nice is there's kind of always someone a few steps ahead of you, which is really what you want in your business. So you can see what they're doing and what questions they're asking. So you can make progress a lot quicker. And also, what is nice is everyone kind of has different goals, but everyone has the same growth mindset in there in the community and they all really want to help each other as well. So it's just really lovely. You know, if you're interested from their perspective about what some of their goals are and things like that, I would definitely recommend going and looking at our video testimonials on our webpage too. If you scroll down on the motionhatch.com/join, you'll see them there and they can tell you, you know, what some of their goals are and how they're tackling them. Okay. So I'm just looking through all the questions. There's quite a lot, so I'm sorry if I miss your question. Mhm. I can see that Brendan has answered some of your questions as well, so that's great. Oh, yes. So Vasi says, do we get a recording of this? Yes, you will get a recording of this and we'll send the replay out after this. So don't worry if you want to go through anything again, you can. If you have any questions, like after we finish doing this live, please just email me at hello@motionhatch.com. I'm happy to discuss your unique situation and how the Balanced Business Bootcamp can work for you. Yeah, no problem. Um, Yeah, so Sonia's asking how many people. Yeah, at the moment there's 25. We're adding up to 20 people this time. So I guess that would be total 45 right now. If we feel like that is the absolute cap of the amount of people that we want in there, then we would just cap it at that and we wouldn't let any more people in until obviously people are staggering the time that they're in there. So some people joined in our beta in June, then they would be finishing in June this year. So then we might let some more people in. Does that kind of make sense? So we'll have like a number cap, but then people will obviously finish their session up. Then we might add some more people and that kind of thing. So I'm not really sure right now how that's going to go because obviously this we've just finished our beta sessions. Um, but I'm keeping an eye on it because what I really want is to make sure that I have enough time for everyone. But it's very manageable right now. And we have plenty of time in the community. There's enough posts, but not too many posts. Everyone's helping each other. We have great calls every week. Yeah, but if you have more questions about that, please let me know. Peter says, how many hours do I work a week? I don't know exactly. I do produce a lot of content. I'd say at the moment, the biggest thing that's taking up my time is doing all the YouTube videos. So it's kind of split between YouTube videos, Balance Business Bootcamp, and Client Quest. Yeah, so that's right, Sonia. So some people, what would happen is the people in June would obviously finish in June or July, and then we might invite some more people and things like that. But I want to make sure that I'm there for you, and I promise that I will have enough time for you. Like I'm in there every day answering any questions that you might have, and we can have a one-on-one hot seat. We have our group coaching calls. We have all the different types of calls. If you'd like to, you can always chat to someone in there as well if you want to do that. Awesome. Batsy says, I'm so excited. Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody. Oh, Amy has one more question. I'll address that. How do you begin making a new system once you've made your freedom list? So the first thing, like I said, you would do is you would think about what are the most painful tasks from this list. The first thing you would do was to highlight them all based on whether you can automate or delegate them. And then you would look at the automated ones and think, what are the most painful ones? And then those are the ones that you would try and automate or find a process for first. And even just documenting the process can help you to start with, because then you can see within that, okay, maybe I could find some sort of automation or system to do that part of it, but not this part. I also use a tool called Zapier, which I like a lot, which links a lot of apps together that can be really helpful when you're building processes out in your business. So hopefully that helps, but let me know if you've got any questions. Oh, well, I think we'll wrap this one up because I don't want to go too long and make for everyone who wants to watch the replay of this. But thanks very much for joining me today, everyone, for this workshop. I really hope that you got a lot out of it. I really appreciate you spending your time with me today, either live or watching the replay. And please let me know if you have any questions about Balanced Business Bootcamp or anything else. You can always email me at hello@motionhatch.com and I'll get right back to you. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you. See ya.